Hey, what's up, guys? Here on the Fire Sports Pod, where everything we got is hot. I'm your host, Zach Jackson. Let's get right to the show. We're here on another episode for Season 7, episode number 16. We're powered by StreamYard, where StreamYard makes the dream yard go. Irv is back at it with us for another podcast for the last one of this week. And we're going to be going over our ESPN bracket and how it's gone so far. We're going to recap the Sweet 16 games from last night. And the Sweet 16 games about to start now between Kentucky and Tennessee. Let's go Wildcats. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
All right, guys. So let's get right into it. I'm going to present my screen, and I'm going to let you guys know what's been happening here. Because we had some great-ass games last night. I mean, I could tell you the games we had last night were probably three. I would say 2 out of the 4 were really, really, really good games.
Maryland and Florida, though, goodness gracious.
Yeah, I know. Florida and Maryland got absolutely smacked. That was not a good game. But yeah, guys, we had one hell of a game between Duke and Arizona. I mean, goddamn, Cam Ward had an amazing game. He had 35 in this game, and they lost by 7. We had Arizona. We had Duke get Cooper Flag with 30. The man is a monster. And I think this game was just absolutely fantastic to watch. And it goes to show you, Irv, that even though Arizona was projected to lose, there was definitely a great chance for Arizona to come back in this game. But I just think Duke was just way too much for them at the end. It was really just Caleb Love out there trying to do it all. And he just needed more help. And Duke just has a lot of depth.
Yeah. I definitely agree with that, especially that monster performance by Cooper Flag. And you got to remember, I think Caleb Love was in that North Carolina game when they knocked him off not last year, but when
the year before that.
Yeah, when Pablo Banchero was a Duke.
So, I
think it was. I know. I think Coach K was still the coach.
Yeah, it was Coach K was still the coach, and he also, I believe, he won the championship with UNC 1 year. So
no, but I mean, yeah, overall though, Love was just absolutely fantastic. I like the way that he was playing, but obviously it wasn't enough.
He's going to be good in the NBA, man. I think he's going to do well in the NBA. I think he's going to be well. He's going to be a great point guard, a good scorer. I don't know what team would use him. I mean, probably
the Wizards.
Oh, just no. And I even heard, please do not have Cooper Flag go to the Wizards. Please. He might.
I think that's why. I think that's why he's staying an extra year in
he might. College. He might be like, yo, I'm not trying to go to that Wizards team in Washington where careers go to die.
And if you think about it, on a side note, if Cooper Flag stays an extra year, Boozer twins are coming next year.
I know if they win this year, they might go back to back, which would be pretty crazy to match Dan Hurley and what UConn did a couple years ago. But Alabama, BYU, the most 3-pointers made in a Sweet 16 matchup in the history of March Madness is absolutely absurd. One of the players had 34 points on 10 3-pointers. BYU absolutely got smashed. Like I said, they scored 88 points. I mean, if you score 88 points, you should be able to win that game in college. But when you got Alabama scoring 113 in a Sweet 16 game, which is pretty ridiculous. I just think Bama is just monstrous. But again, they rely a lot on the three. Remind me a lot of the Celtics. Irv. Try to throw up like thousands and thousands of threes. So they remind me a lot of the Celtics a little bit. What's up, Sports Talk with Aiden? How you doing? So I really think, what was your thoughts on this matchup between BYU and Alabama?
Oh, I'm sorry. Say that again. You cut off from me.
I said, what was your thoughts on Alabama and BYU last night?
Definitely reminded me of the Celtics 100% because the Celtics, bro, I think that they're the highest like 3-point like attempts like team in the NBA.
Yeah,
which is crazy. I mean, tonight they were hot. You know, they were making their threes, and BYU didn't really have a chance, but it was impressive though for them to score, 88 but it was just double impressive of how Alabama scored 113.
That's
But
in a college game. That's ridiculous. That's an NBA score right there.
now,
Um,
can they? Do you think this is pose a risk to Duke them for versing them in the Final Four? Is this a risk? Can Duke stop the Celtics' offensive style in Alabama?
that's a great question, Irv. I don't
That is
know.
that. I'm just saying
I'm
because Cooper
rocking with
Flag could drop 40, but
we're rocking with Duke.
yeah,
Um,
we are. We are rocking with
we're
Duke.
rocking with Duke. But Alabama has a legitimate shot. I'm not going to get mad at anybody here in the live or anybody who's done their brackets and picked Alabama to win this game. They have a definite shot. But who is guarding Cooper Flag? And I think their defensive, even though they gave them 93 points to Arizona, and they've given up some points to Duke, they don't have to be stopped every time. They just got to limit the 3-point makes. They just got to be able to rotate correctly. They got to talk on defense, and they got to just move. They got to get their players to move. Do not go under screens when they set top of the key screens. Do not go
Mm-hmm.
under the screens, because if you do, they're gonna
Oh,
bang it right in the middle. What?
I'm sorry. Are we looking at the same thing here?
What?
I didn't mean to cut you off. Old Miss by 10 against Michigan State,
Oh, it's the first half. Oh, well, they'll be fine. I hope. I
bro.
hope.
But
I hope.
it's Michigan State, bro.
I know. I hope. I hope. We're hoping here. We're hoping here.
Whoa,
Yeah.
that is crazy.
Who we got winning it all? It's Florida. Right now we got Florida winning right now. As was the bracket before. So we have Auburn, Michigan. That's happening tonight at 9:39 p.m. Eastern time. We picked Auburn to win this game. Michigan has a shot. I think Auburn though gets the win. I think they win by like 5 to 6 points. The spread I believe is minus 8.5 going to Auburn. I think Michigan covers that, but I think Auburn wins by like 5 or 6. What do you got there? Obviously we picked Auburn, but do you think Michigan even has a shot in this game or not?
I think it would just come down to how well Michigan could play like defensively. I mean, we saw them, they only scored in the first round in 64. They won 68-65 to San Diego State. And then against a better team in the Aggies, they held into 79 and they played much better. So obviously you could already see between the rounds, between the different rounds that they've adjusted defensively. But now we're talking about a bigger Auburn team, offensively a better Auburn team, in my opinion, compared to the Aggies and obviously San Diego State, or San Diego. So, do I think that they have a shot? Yes, but they just have to just play defense. I think their defense is going to win them this matchup. But I just think Auburn is just going to overpower them in a way.
Yeah, somebody said realistically, who wins, Duke or Alabama? We got Duke. We're sticking with Duke. Realistically, wins this game, but do not sleep on Alabama. They definitely could get the win, but we're going with Duke.
Yeah,
Now,
especially if they hit all their threes.
Yeah, well, that's hopefully that doesn't happen. Ole Miss, Michigan State right now, 29-19 in the first. We're taking Michigan State, but this is not looking good for Michigan State right now. I don't.
If whoever's in the chat, if whoever's watching the game live, we need to know who's popping off. We need to know who. Why is it like this, bro?
Exactly. All right, now we're going down to the bottom where we have Florida absolutely dismantle Maryland. I told you guys are saying Florida can win this game. No, Maryland can win this game. Florida absolutely smoked them. Won by 16 with Angel Reese in attendance. Great, because she sucks. And her brother is probably better than her.
You know that they had a club intramural player, a walk-on play for like the last couple of seconds on in the game.
That's awesome.
Yeah, they had it. Just goes because it reminds me of like the Montclair intramural team, and imagine one of those guys playing in this big time level. I don't know. That's just pretty cool to me.
That's pretty cool. I like that. That's pretty cool. I didn't know that. That's pretty awesome. So he said hold on. Um,
what happened?
no, somebody said Padula for Ole Miss is balling. I think
Oh,
that's how you pronounce it. If I botched that, that's on me. But I think that's how you pronounce it. Texas Tech, Arkansas.
okay.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. I get you
Mm.
that you guys think that I was wrong on my TikTok. I picked Arkansas. This whole thing was effed up from the beginning with St. John's losing to Arkansas. But I rolled with the upset here, and that was the right pick, man. They were up by 16 in the second half. And Texas Tech closed on a 16 to 18-5 run to tie the game.
Yeah.
And
Oof.
it's overtime.
Oh,
DJ Wagner
crazy,
had a
man.
chance to win it at the end, to tie it at the end, and he couldn't get the job done. I didn't agree. You tell me what you think, Irv, but I did not agree with Calipari not calling a timeout. Yes, you had the
Yeah.
guy who want to
Uh-huh.
set the defense up. I get it, but you only had like 8 seconds to get up the court, whatever. I would have just called a timeout, set the right play up. If it goes, it goes. It doesn't, it doesn't. At least you got your best player and your best play out there. The fact that you don't have that, or you didn't have that, was like, bro, come on. You gotta call a timeout there, man. You gotta call it. You gotta call it. You
I
gotta
mean, if you could just explain to me the situation, because unfortunately I didn't watch that game. So if you could just quickly explain,
Yeah,
like,
so what happened was it was 83-83. They came down the floor. They got a layup. Texas Tech got a layup off a
uh-huh.
great move. Drop step to the right, score. About 8 seconds left. Threw it in. DJ Wagner ran up the court. It was about 4 seconds when he passed half court. They could have called the timeout there and got the ball at that position and got the thing. But DJ Wagner went with a crossover behind the back, almost fumbled it, brought it back. About an elbow, a little extended elbow jump shot, a little bit below the 3-point line, and it just
Mm-hmm.
flanked right off the left side of the rim.
Oh,
It was on money too, dude. It was there. It just went a little to the left.
wow. So I mean, if you're explaining it like that, I feel like as a coach, I would have called a timeout only because like he already crossed half court. We have
Wait,
seen.
hold on. I need to comment on somebody. Sorry,
Go ahead. Go ahead. Go
Jason.
ahead.
No, because I actually coach basketball, and I actually I like basketball. I play basketball, and in that position against a big team like Texas Tech, and a guy that's only a second year in college and barely really played in Kentucky in big moments last year, and his first time playing in a massive moment in Arkansas this year, I would have called a timeout to set up my offense so we get the best play possible, not because the shot didn't go in. So know what you're supposed to be doing. Don't talk shit about something you don't know about. Because I am telling you, I coach basketball, and in that situation, there's 2 options. You leave the defense out there and you let them roll, but we're not talking about the NBA here. We're not talking about LeBron or Luka Doncic out here doing his own
Mm-hmm.
thing. Because in that sense, then you go with it, right? You roll with it. But even in that sense, sometimes you call a timeout to get the best play possible. And in that case, it was forced. It was rushed. You have a timeout. You just go with it and you get your best play out there instead of rushing a shot. That to me is what you should have did. So there answers your
Mm-hmm.
question, Jason. Not because the shot didn't go in, is because I thought that was the right call. Continue, Irv.
I mean, you practically just stole my answer. I mean, I know, bro, but like, no, like realistically though, like if we're being for real here, I think just and if anyone who understands the game of basketball, if you cross half court and it's already 4 seconds until you know it's 4 seconds left, you would have called a timeout so you could build up a better play. We have seen plays where something could happen within 4 seconds, even 3 seconds, even like a second. I just think that they should have called the timeout in that moment. They should have tried their best to at least tie the game or get a layup in because I feel like you could get a layup in 4 seconds or at least get a foul. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? So,
I think it
so
was bad on Calipari. He definitely fumbled the bag there. But I agree with
definitely,
you. We both are saying the same thing, I think, in
yeah,
that
same
situation.
exact thing.
Now, if you had 12 seconds or 15 seconds off the layup, then that's different because then you can calmly get it across half court and do what you want. But it felt so rushed. If you watch that, it felt so rushed. Like he ran up the court and then he had to do a behind the back dribble, and then a pull cross in just to get the shot, and he barely got it off. But it looked good, and that's where I was like, damn, you should have called the time at least to get the right play there.
So can I ask you this then, because you watched the game, obviously, right? Their transition defense, was it already on the other side of the court, or was it like a one-on-one situation?
No, it was 1-on-1. Like it was against the one guy, but it was, goddamn, it was like they were all back.
Because I was saying, like,
Logan, appreciate the follow.
I feel like that that if the transition defense wasn't there and it was a one-on-one and it's the best player handling the ball, I could kind of get a certain understanding of what that guy was trying to aim for, especially if he was the top dog in that team. So I would say, one-on-one, oh, I'm used to this. I've been doing this for 20 years of my life. Let me blow by him and get the layup in or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But, so I guess you could say that, there's a little bit benefit of the doubt there, but, yeah.
I got you, and I see what you're saying, but then it's just too rushed for.
No, right. I'm just saying, like, I'm not saying it was correct. I was just saying that I feel like that's just a certain understanding.
Logan Hanlon, appreciate the follow. Yo, guys, can we get me to 800 followers in this live? We're at, I think it's 554 now.
797. 797. 797, guys. We need three more.
Oh my God. Followers. So what the hell happened? So other people follow me then. Okay.
Yeah, roll to 800, guys.
Come on, give me 3 more followers. I need 3 to get me 800 today. So now, obviously, it's Texas Tech versus Florida. We're not going to spend too much more time on this because we got to get to another segment. Texas Tech versus Florida. Obviously, we know Florida's the better team. Do you think Texas Tech has even a shot in this game? I just didn't like that they let up 83 points against Arkansas. They probably should have lost that game, but they ended up winning.
I mean, if losing down 16 to Arkansas coming into the second half, that's something that has to point out. You also have to give their flowers by, them coming back and going on an 18-5 run. But you also have to understand that they were down 16. And if you're down to 16 to a team like Florida, you're not coming back. Yeah. I'm sorry, but I'm not saying it's impossible, but Florida and Arkansas defensively are 2 separate teams there, bro. They're very different. And I think Florida are much more disciplined and will not give them a 20-1 run. You know what I mean? So
no, that's just what I think. Definitely get you there. We had Bro took St. John's. Yes, so you're telling me that you really thought Arkansas was going to beat St. John's. If that was the case, then good. Kudos to you. But St. John's is definitely the better team. It's not even close. Arkansas just was on a run. They beat Kansas, they beat St. John's, and they should have beat Texas Tech, but they lost. Now moving on, we had Kentucky, Tennessee. Right now it's 19-9. For some reason, my thing is a little bit below. It's 14-7. We'll be fine. We're just missing some shots. And our defense is pretty lackadaisical right now, but we'll be fine. Not gonna really panic right now. But we'll be fine. The next one in the last matchup is Houston versus Purdue. Obviously, we had Clemson. This all crapped on us. But I'm going with Houston. I don't know where you're going with here, Irv, but I'm taking Houston.
I mean, I feel like Purdue so far had easy competition so far, and Houston will be their first good matchup in my opinion, because I think compared to Houston's schedule where they were the 1 seed, but then they versed Gonzaga, which I think Gonzaga is better than McNeese. I think Gonzaga is definitely better than High Point. So I feel like Purdue is now going to challenge themselves against the number 1 seed, and I know I got Houston to take this.
Okay.
Just because they're just a better team and they verse better opponents.
Gotcha. If you guys are new in the live, don't forget to drop a follow. We need 3 more followers to 800. So give me that for me today, please. Thank you. That's greatly appreciated.
Yes,
All
sir.
Right. So we're basically done, guys. This would be our final 4 if everything comes out to play. It would be Florida. See, I told you. Michigan.
Oh,
Yes, sir. I told you.
oh yeah.
I told you.
They were down, yo. They were down 10. What's going on, yo? That game is probably good, bro.
That game's on
There's no
CBS.
way, yo.
Check
Who's
it out.
watching it? Chat.
Yo.
Who's watching the game? Well, I need to know how in the world that they count Chubb.
Yo, that's crazy.
Wow.
19-31. Michigan is on a 13-4 run to end the half. That's pretty good.
Wow.
That's
That's
pretty good.
insane, bro.
Florida, Michigan State, and we got Duke versus Kentucky. Let's hope everything rolls out to this week. They said Michigan State is firing right now. They hot right now. I see that.
Oh yeah.
At halftime.
Yeah.
So now, do that again so the chat can see your crazy ass.
They're like, yeah, they got that on a shotgun.
Yes, sir. So now we're going to be going over the last segment we have for you guys today is we're going to be going over some opening day stuff. Obviously for the MLB, I don't know if anybody here has some MLB stuff and some news, but we got to get into it because the baseball season is here and it is here to stay for a whopping 165 games.
Oh my gosh.
So it's going to be here for a while. So we got to go over some news that we had. Just some takeaways. Obviously, we know we're going to go over the top ones for me, which are the Yankees, the Dodgers, and the Mets were the big time news throughout this off season. Obviously, we know the Yankees got a win against the Brewers last night, 4-2. It was actually Williams' first appearance, Devin Williams' first appearance against his old team from last year. Where he gave up the home run to Pete Alonso to keep the Mets in it and actually eventually won that series. So, in general, I'm just going to go on a limb here. Austin Wells is the first leadoff home run as a catcher in Yankee history, which is pretty cool. I didn't know that, but Austin Wells is the first catcher to ever lead off and hit a home run in Yankee history. That's pretty crazy of all the catchers that we've had in Yankee history. For me, I think Carlos Rodon looked absolutely amazing last night. It gave up only one run in 5 1/3 innings pitched. His slider was absolutely immaculate last night. His stuff was filthy last night. And if we can get the Carlos Rodon that I'm hoping is the start of a great year this year for him, maybe go back to when he was playing at his like Cy Young time, I think we will be fine. It's a big loss of not having Garrett Cole for the season, but I really do think that the Yankees will be fine without Garrett Cole because we got a Max Fried, we got a couple guys from the bullpen for the starting pitcher and for closer, and I think that will do due diligence for us in the long run. Now, what was your first thoughts, Irv? I know you're not a baseball guy crazy, but what are your first thoughts on the Yankees based off of what I said and obviously them winning their first game at Yankee Stadium and additions of all the new guys that we had like Cody Bellinger and all them, et cetera, et cetera?
Well, let me just tell you, bro. I mean, I may not have been a baseball fan like for a good amount of time, but let me tell you, I will be this season. This season, I am actually paying attention to the MLB. I mean, I don't know. Like, I know for some, like the MLB is like really good. Others is just boring. You know what I mean? But for me, like, I didn't fall in love with it till last year's playoffs when I literally saw the Yankees go all the way to the finals and ultimately losing. But and then I saw the Mets. They were also in their own kind of conference finals as well against the Dodgers, and I just fell in love with it. So yes, I am a Yankees fan. I mean, I heard about them when they had A-Rod, when they had Derek Jeter. Originally, though, just to put it out there, I was a little bit of a Boston fan because
he's
but
an
that
imposter.
but that was because of David Ortiz. He was
Big
Dominican,
Big Poppy,
Big
baby.
Poppy. You know what I'm saying?
Gotta
So
go.
that was the only time.
I was going to give love to Big Poppy.
Yeah, but now I'm actually like a Yankees fan. I mess with the Yankees. So yeah. So what I think about the game, I was actually watching it at work. working when this was happening, opening day, and I was watching a little bit here and there, and whew, a 3-and-out to start the first inning for our pitcher for the Yankees. I don't know his name. I just know he wears
Carlos
like
Rodon.
50.
Carlos
Yeah,
Rodon.
yeah. Yeah, really, really good, really good person. I know it was on and off when I was watching it because I know I was working, but overall, I just liked our performance. I liked how we all played as a unit collectively. Can't say the same about the Nets though, but I mean the Mets, but you know, I just liked how the Yankees
We're gonna
played a
get
lot, especially against the Brewers. Especially against the Brewers. We
yeah,
are
and
gonna
the
get
Brewers.
into it.
Yeah, and the Brewers were a team that made the playoffs last year. I mean, they're not a
Hmm.
crazy hitting team like the Dodgers or like the Red
I
Sox
know
will be the
I know they
Orioles.
only have like three or two guys that were hot last season. They were
Yep.
definitely like that were hot last season. That's why they were at where they were at.
Now
Oh
we
my
got
god.
we got the guys that stole Juan Soto from the Yankees, but I'm actually fine with it. We got much better collective unit together with all this in the squad. So I'm happy with
Mhm.
this. The Astros spoiled the new Juan Soto's debut with the Mets in Houston, taking them down 3-1. Even though Mr. Juan Soto had a shot to win this game, or at least get them to tie this game with 2 outs and runners on first and second. He struck out on a horrible, horrible
Horrible slider. It was
slider
so bad.
outside. And what people don't realize is
Oh my
that if you
god.
don't realize is that that count started 3-0. He jumped to a 3. Soto was up 3-0 in this at bat, and then
Hmm.
Hader clawed all the way back and struck him out to end the game. So obviously people are overreacting. It's one game, it's one strikeout by Juan Soto. He'll be fine. They're gonna have a very good season this year. I think they have a shot at being better than the Yankees based on all of the injuries that we've had so far starting out the season. So that's where I'm saying, like, okay, this is where there's a possibility that the Mets could be better based on all the injuries. But at full strength, I think the Yankees are better than the Mets, no matter what,
Absolutely.
if you got
Absolutely.
Juan
Yeah.
Soto or not. But with the injuries now, it's going to be tough for us, especially without Stanton in the lineup, without Garrett Cole as our ace pitcher, without Luis Gill, another sensation, and then DJ LeMahieu and a couple other guys is out for the team. So overall, I think that the Mets played fine. Juan Soto played his at-bats, did fine. I just think he just messed up. He just didn't see the pitch right. I think the overreaction of saying, oh, the Mets, this is what happens. We start out the season. Bro, it's one fucking game. It's the first game of the season. What is the problem? Like, guys, hold your horses. It's one game. Now, if you're 15 games in, then and you guys are like 3-12, then that's a problem. Then we got problems. But the
Yeah.
fact that you're not, you guys will be fine. So overall, what were your thoughts on the New York Mets, and if we could see them repeating what they did last year?
I mean, I just think that I mean it is the first game. It is the the first game of the season. But I just think Swan Soto felt that pressure, man. He he is now gonna be the leader, the main guy of the Mets organization, without a doubt. He is going to be the face of the franchise for the next 15 years to come. He is going to feel the same type of pressure that he's always going to feel, no matter what. So I just think this was just momentary. I really think that, it was just a small little hump that he's going to. I think people are just blowing it out of proportions because he's worth $800 million. And yeah, I just think that people need to relax. It's first game, probably an off day for him, and we're gonna just move on. We just move on. I'm not a Mets fan, like I said. I'm a new Yankees fan. I'm a brand new Yankees fan, but I do like Soto. I like how he was playing when he was at the Yankees last season. So I just think this is just a little. It's just a little nervous. It's just the nerves. I think it
Hmm.
was just nerves.
Gotcha. All right. And then last but not least, we got to go over the Dodgers. There's not really much to say. The Dodgers won. They won 5-4 against the Tigers. They got their ceremony of the championship. They have an amazing team. I mean, they kept everybody. They bought new guys on. They got Blake Snell there. They got
Which
Yamamoto
I don't
there.
even know how.
I don't know, dude. They got so much money, and it's like, bro, come on, man. Like, why do you need all this damn money? Like, it's not. It's like
Damn.
almost to the point where it's like not even fair. But the Yankees are getting a taste of their own medicine. This is what they did back in the day against all the other teams, and now there's players saying that they don't want to be at the Yankees. They want to be somewhere else.
Yeah.
And obviously, we know Cody Bellinger's good, but the way the Dodgers made their moves this year, and even the Mets, just is absolutely ridiculous. They have so much money, and they have literally the best team. The only way that the Dodgers don't win back-to-back World Series is themselves. If they don't shoot themselves in the foot, they're winning it. If they do, then they got a problem.
And can we also just quickly slide up to I feel like was the game of the night, in my opinion. I'll let you know when to stop. I'll let you know when to stop. Yeah, keep going. Stop right there. Scroll a little bit more down. No, scroll a little bit more down. I know 12-2, we know that, but I want to see Chicago White Sox, worst team in the MLB, beating the Angels 8-1. Can we just give them their flowers for a second?
Hell no.
The worst record in the MLB last season, which I actually think was one of the worst records in MLB history. Am I wrong, or
I don't know? That's something that we got to look up. But yeah, for right now, they're one of the worst teams in the MLB. Yeah.
So if we could just give them their flowers for a second, 8-1 against the Angels is actually pretty crazy, especially for a team that sucked last season.
Well, the Angels suck too.
They suck, but they weren't as bad as the Sox.
That's true. They only got Mike Trout, and Mike Trout got hit in the hand first at bat of the first game of the season already.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, he got hit right in the hand. Lucky he had padding though, and it just grazed it. But if he didn't have padding, man. No, he's done. He's just staying there for his entire career. He's gonna be done. He's gonna be done with his career very shortly. Because he just can't do it anymore. He used to be the best player in the MLB. I just wish he would have went somewhere else. He stayed there, and it's just eating him alive. So, yeah. But yeah. I mean, I'll give you it. Yeah, 8-1. Cool.
I'm just saying 8-1 because they were the worst team. You know,
yeah,
what
the
I
Angels
mean?
aren't far off from being the worst team as well. So the two of the worst teams in the MLB, they still suck. One's 0-1, one's 1-0. Fantastic. Yeah, I'm done talking about that one. That one was a pretty bad one there, Irv. What the hell, man?
No, I just had to give them their flowers.
The chat's time with
hell no. I had to give flowers where flowers are, or due. You know what I mean?
Or do. Find the word there. Find the word.
I just had to 8-1 on. Let's just see. Let's see if they can keep this run up. Because don't they versus the same teams like again and again?
Yeah, it's like 3. It's either a 2-game set, 3-game set, so possibly sometimes a 4-game set. But yeah, other than that, guys, that's pretty much it for the pod. I hope you guys enjoyed it here on this Friday night. We got March Madness here. We got NBA basketball almost done to the playoffs. MLB starting up. It's a great time this year, man. Cannot wait. Soon it would just be the MLB, and it would just be that and more of that. And more of that for 165 games until September comes, and then we get everything else back. So that'll be great. But other than that, guys, that's pretty much it for here on the Fire Sports Pod. I'm your host, Zach Jackson. Here is Irv, our co-host. Season 7, Episode 16 is a wrap. We are powered by StreamYard, where StreamYard makes the dream yard go. And we'll see you all on Recap Monday for Season 7, Episode 17. Peace. Deuces.